Title page: Wealth, Health and Prosperity. The Three Pillars of a Fulfilling Life by Saint Mrui. A Saint Mrui creation, inspired by light and silence. Copyright page: Wealth, Health and Prosperity. The Three Pillars of a Fulfilling Life. Copyright 2025 Saint Mrui. All rights reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission from the author. This book is a work of spiritual reflection and creative philosophy. While every effort has been made to ensure accuracy, the author and publisher make no warranties regarding the completeness or reliability of the information contained herein. Readers are encouraged to use their own discernment and wisdom in applying the ideas presented. Cover and design: Saint Mrui Studios. Author: Saint Mrui. Edition: First edition. For inspiration and future works, visit www.saintmrui.com. Dedication: for those who seek harmony between body, mind, and spirit. For the ones who rise each day with hope in their hearts, light in their silence, and faith in what cannot yet be seen. May this book remind you that every breath is a beginning, and every beginning is sacred. Saint Mrui. Table of Contents. Preface. Introduction. Reader's Guide. Chapter 1. The Nature of Wealth. Discover the spiritual foundation of abundance, and how gratitude and value create the true currency of life. Chapter 2. The Essence of Health. Explore balance, mindfulness, and the art of nurturing both body and spirit. Chapter 3. The Spirit of Prosperity. Learn how prosperity flows naturally from service, contribution, and faith in the unseen. Chapter 4. The Power of Mindset. Master the invisible architecture of your thoughts, where all creation begins. Chapter 5. The Energy of Relationships. Understand the sacred exchange of energy between souls and how connection shapes your destiny. Chapter 6. The Path of Purpose. Awaken to your calling and align every pillar: wealth, health, and prosperity, with divine direction. Epilogue. The Return to Wholeness, a reflection on the journey inward and the rediscovery of your infinite self. Acknowledgements. About the author. Final blessing. Preface. By Saint Mrui, there is a rhythm to life that whispers beneath the noise, a harmony that connects wealth, health, and the quiet pulse of purpose. For centuries, humanity has sought these three treasures separately. The rich have chased prosperity, the seekers have pursued peace, and the weary have longed for healing. But truth is never divided. Wealth is the reflection of gratitude. Health is the echo of harmony. Prosperity is the song of a spirit aligned with its own truth. This book is not written to teach formulas or commandments. It is a mirror, one that reveals that what you seek, you already are. You will find here not instructions, but invitations, to think more clearly, to breathe more deeply, to live from a center that the world cannot shake. Between these pages are ideas, prayers, and practices. Some are as old as breath itself. Others are born from the modern heart that seeks balance amid the noise of ambition. Read slowly. Pause often. Let the silence between the words speak to you, for in that silence, your truest wisdom resides. May this work remind you that life, in all its forms, is sacred. And that the greatest abundance is found not in having more, but in becoming more. With gratitude and stillness, Saint Mrui. Introduction. Every journey begins with a single awakening, the quiet realization that life can be more than what it is. This book was born from that moment. It is not a book about wealth alone, nor health alone, nor even prosperity as the world defines it. It is a path toward wholeness, the kind that begins within and shines outward. The world teaches us to chase success, chase perfection, chase happiness. But the truth is this: you were never meant to chase what already belongs to you. You were meant to remember it. The three pillars, wealth, health, and prosperity, are not destinations. They are mirrors of your inner balance. To build them, you must first become them. Wealth is born from gratitude and service. Health grows in stillness and self-respect. Prosperity flows when purpose meets peace. In these pages, you will find principles, stories, and practices drawn from both the wisdom of old and the voices of today. from teachers like Jim Rohn, Napoleon Hill, and Tony Robbins, to the timeless insights of ancient spiritual texts. Each chapter ends with reflections, summaries, and action steps, small, steady movements that lead to transformation. There are also mantras and affirmations, meant not to decorate the page but to resonate with your soul. If you read this book with openness, it will meet you where you are. It will not demand perfection, only sincerity. Because life, like wisdom, unfolds in layers. Take your time, pause between pages, let the words breathe inside you. And as you move through each pillar, wealth, health, and prosperity, may you discover not just how to live more fully, but how to live more truly. Saint Mrui. Reader's Guide. This book is a companion, not a commandment. Its purpose is to awaken, not instruct. Every chapter is a mirror, one that will reflect a different truth depending on the season of your life. To receive its wisdom fully, read not with the mind alone, but with the heart. How to read each chapter. Begin in stillness before opening a new chapter. Take one deep breath. Allow your body to soften and your thoughts to slow. The quieter you are, the clearer life speaks. Read slowly, deeply move through each line as though you were listening to an old friend. Let the pauses matter. The silence between words holds meaning too. Reflect and write. Keep a small journal beside you. After each chapter, note what resonated, a thought, a feeling, or a question. Writing grounds the spiritual into the physical. Live one principle a day. Choose one idea or practice from each chapter and apply it, no matter how small. Transformation is not sudden, it is the quiet accumulation of consistency. Repeat and return. When a passage touches you, return to it. Rereading allows truth to settle deeper into the soul. How to use the mantras. At the end of each chapter lies a mantra, a small seed of power. Read it aloud, breathe it in, and let it echo softly within you. These words are not magic, they are reminders of who you already are. Final invitation. Treat this book like a conversation with your higher self. Let it guide, question, and comfort you, but never confine you. Each time you return, it will show you something new, because you will be someone new. Saint Mrui. Wealth, Health, and Prosperity by Saint Mrui. Chapter 1. The nature of wealth. True wealth is not measured in coin or crowns but in clarity. In a world where many chase numbers and names, those who build meaning are the truly rich. When you rise each day and decide to create, to serve, to add value to another life, you are already wealthy. That decision, to move with intention, is your gold mine. The lesson. Jim Rohn once said, success is something you attract by the person you become. Wealth follows growth, it rarely precedes it. Every book you read, every discipline you keep, every seed of kindness you plant expands your inner capital. Napoleon Hill called it the law of accumulation. What you think, you become. What you become, you attract. Energy, like water, flows toward those who direct it with focus and gratitude. The great industrialist Andrew Carnegie believed that the secret of his fortune was simple: I resolved to always turn obstacles into opportunities. That is wealth, turning resistance into resource. Real-world example. Tony Robbins tells the story of a janitor named John Butcher, who invested a few dollars each week not only in savings but in self-education. Years later, his wisdom and consistency built him a fortune, not just in money, but in mindset. John didn't chase wealth, he became the kind of person wealth was drawn to. Similarly, Mel Robbins teaches that courage begins in micro moments, in the 5 seconds between doubt and decision. Each small act of bravery compounds into momentum, and momentum is the first step toward abundance. Practical actions. Begin each morning with gratitude for what already exists. Gratitude is the soil where prosperity grows. Write down one skill you can sharpen today. Mastery attracts opportunity. Speak value into someone else's life before noon. The energy you give becomes the currency you keep. Spend 10 minutes visualizing your future self, not only what you have, but who you are becoming. Reflection. Wealth is not a destination but a direction. It is less about possessions and more about posture, the way you stand in life. When you embody generosity, resilience, and vision, you carry a fortune no thief can steal. Ask yourself, am I chasing numbers, or am I building meaning? Do my daily actions grow the person I am becoming? Is my definition of wealth aligned with my spirit, or borrowed from the world? Affirmation: I am already wealthy, for I carry clarity, courage, and purpose within me. My actions plant seeds of prosperity, and my presence is a gift that multiplies value in the world. Chapter 2. The essence of health is not merely the absence of sickness, it is the presence of harmony. A body in balance reflects a mind at peace, and a mind at peace reflects a spirit in alignment. To be healthy is to live as though your body were a sacred temple, deserving of respect, care, and reverence. The lesson ancient wisdom teaches that the body is the servant of the soul. Neglect it, and the spirit's message grows dim. Nurture it, and the spirit speaks clearly. Modern science echoes the same truth. Rest, movement, and nourishment are not luxuries, they are foundations. Jim Rohn said, "Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. Without health, even great wealth is a burden. With health, even modest resources become joy." Real-world example: consider the life of Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. In the harshest of conditions, stripped of comfort and freedom, he realized that the health of the spirit could sustain the health of the body. His resilience was not born from strength alone, but from meaning. Modern voices echo this lesson. Robin Sharma reminds us that small daily rituals, a morning walk, deep breathing, stillness before screens, create lasting vitality. The body thrives on consistency, not extremes. Practical actions: begin your day with water before coffee or screens. Hydration is the simplest healing. Move for at least 20 minutes each morning. Stretch, walk, breathe. Motion awakens energy. Practice digital stillness. 1 hour daily with no devices, allowing the nervous system to reset. Bless your food before eating, not religiously, but consciously. Gratitude transforms consumption into communion. Reflection: health is not demanded, it is cultivated. It grows in silence, in patience, in the hidden choices no one applauds. The strength you build in private becomes the freedom you enjoy in public. Ask yourself, do I treat my body as a tool to be used, or as a temple to be honored? Do my daily rhythms restore me or deplete me? Am I listening to the signals of fatigue, stress, and imbalance, or ignoring them? Affirmation: my health is sacred. I honor my body with rest, movement, and nourishment. My mind is calm, my spirit aligned, and my life flows with energy and balance. Chapter 3. The flow of prosperity. Prosperity is not merely abundance, it is alignment in motion. It is the river that flows when wealth and health meet purpose. Money without meaning is noise. Health without gratitude is wasted. But when life is lived with clarity and care, prosperity is the natural current. The lesson: true prosperity is not counted, it is felt. It is a rhythm, a dance between giving and receiving. Wallace Wattles once wrote, "You are to become rich so that you may live more abundantly, and be of greater service." Prosperity is not hoarding, it is circulation. Just as blood must flow to nourish the body, so must blessings flow to nourish life. When you release fear, generosity becomes natural. When you trust that life replenishes itself, you give freely, and in giving, you create space for more. Real-world example: Oprah Winfrey began with little, yet built an empire not by chasing riches, but by aligning her work with service. Her prosperity flowed from authenticity. She gave a platform to voices, stories, and truths, and abundance returned multiplied. Another example: Muhammad Yunus, founder of Grameen Bank, offered microloans to the poor. By empowering others, he ignited prosperity that rippled through families and communities. Prosperity is never selfish, it is shared. Practical actions: practice circulation giving. Pass forward one act of generosity each day: time, money, or kindness. Write down 3 ways your current resources, skills, network, finances can serve others. Then act on one today. Each evening, list moments of flow, times when life felt effortless and aligned. These are your prosperity signals. Avoid stagnation. Declutter your home, your schedule, even your thoughts. Prosperity thrives where energy moves. Reflection: prosperity is not luck, but law. It is the unfolding of cause and effect, seed and harvest. What you hold with fear rots, what you release with trust multiplies. Prosperity is not about what you own, but about what flows through you. Ask yourself, am I holding on too tightly, afraid to release? Do I see prosperity as personal gain, or as collective good? How can I align my daily actions with the flow of giving and receiving? Affirmation: I live in the flow of prosperity. Abundance moves through me in service, gratitude, and joy. I release fear, embrace generosity, and trust that life replenishes itself in greater measure. Chapter 4: The Power of Mindset. The mind is the architect of destiny. Every word we whisper to ourselves is a brushstroke upon the canvas of reality. A wealthy life, a healed body, a prosperous spirit, they all begin in the invisible workshop of thought. The world changes only when the inner dialogue changes. That is the sacred secret of creation. The lesson Jim Rohn once said, "Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change." And that change begins with perception, the story you tell yourself about who you are and what's possible. Napoleon Hill, in Think and Grow Rich, taught that belief is the starting point of all achievement. When faith and desire unite, they create a magnetic field that draws opportunities, ideas, and people to your purpose. But mindset is not mere positivity. It is not ignoring struggle, it is interpreting it. As Mel Robbins says, you cannot control your feelings, but you can always choose your actions. Mindset, therefore, is the art of choosing clarity over chaos, courage over comfort, growth over fear. Real-world example: there's a story of a man named Nick Vujicic, born without arms or legs. Doctors told his parents he would live a life of limitation. But Nick decided to live a life of expansion. He became a global speaker, author, and light for millions. When asked how he did it, he said, "If you can't get a miracle, become one." That is the mindset of power. Similarly, Mel Robbins built her 5-second rule from her darkest nights. When fear whispered, she counted backward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and moved anyway. That small shift rewired her destiny. Action is the bridge between faith and fulfillment. Even in cinema, we see this truth. In Rocky Balboa, when the boxer tells his son, "It ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward." That line isn't just about boxing, it's about life's mindset. Practical actions monitor your inner dialogue. Catch the words you use about yourself. Replace "I can't" with "I am learning to." Visualize daily. Spend 5 minutes seeing the outcome you desire. Emotionally experience it as if it already exists. Reframe setbacks. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Growth hides within resistance. Feed the mind. Read, listen, and surround yourself with wisdom daily. The mind becomes what it consumes. Act quickly on inspiration. When an idea arises, move within 5 seconds. Faith without motion is potential without power. The spiritual view: the ancient texts remind us, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Proverbs 23:7. In Buddhism, the Dhammapada opens with, "We are what we think." All that we are arises with our thoughts. The Quran echoes, "Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves." And the mystics say that the mind is a garden. Neglect it, and weeds of doubt will thrive. Tend it, and flowers of abundance will bloom. To master the mind is to reclaim creation. To discipline thought is to invite miracles. Closing mantra: my mind is clear. My thoughts are sacred. I build my life from peace, and nothing can move me from my vision. Chapter 5: The Harmony of Life. Life is not meant to be lived in fragments. Harmony is the art of weaving together the threads of work, rest, love, and purpose into a single song. Without harmony, even success feels hollow. With harmony, even challenges feel meaningful. The lesson ancient sages taught: that balance is the key to freedom. When one string of an instrument is too tight, the music is harsh. When too loose, it produces no sound. The same is true in life. Overwork leads to exhaustion, overindulgence to emptiness. Harmony lives in the middle path. Stephen Covey said, "The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities." Harmony is not about doing everything, but about aligning everything with your values. Real-world example: Mahatma Gandhi lived with simplicity, balancing political struggle with prayer, meditation, and service. His life was not perfect, but it was whole. Modern entrepreneurs like Arianna Huffington emphasize harmony through rest and renewal. After collapsing from exhaustion, she redefined success, not as endless hustle, but as well-being, wisdom, and wonder. Practical actions establish rhythms, not just routines. Let your days include moments of silence, creativity, and connection. Once a week, unplug completely for a few hours. Harmony grows in stillness. Identify one area of your life that dominates the rest. Gently rebalance by giving time to what you've been neglecting. Create harmony in relationships by practicing active listening. Let others feel seen and valued. Reflection harmony is not found, it is created daily. It requires listening to the inner song of your soul and adjusting the chords of your life until they resonate. Prosperity without harmony is noise. Prosperity with harmony is music. Ask yourself, which areas of my life feel overemphasized, and which are ignored? Am I living in alignment with my deepest values? Does my life sound like a scattered noise or a unified song? Affirmation: I create harmony in my life. My work, rest, relationships, and spirit move together in balance. I live not in fragments, but in wholeness, and my life is a song of peace and purpose. Chapter 6: The Light Within, Living a Purpose-Driven Life. Purpose is not found, it is remembered. It is the silent calling beneath the noise of ambition, the steady flame that burns even when the world grows dark. To live with purpose is to live with light, and to let that light guide your choices, relationships, and creations. The lesson Rumi once wrote, "The lamps are different, but the light is the same." Purpose is that light within you, expressed through the lamp of your unique gifts. When you live only for ambition, you burn out. When you live for purpose, you burn bright. Modern voices echo this truth. Simon Sinek teaches, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Your purpose is your why. It is what sustains you when results delay, what strengthens you when challenges rise. Real-world example: Mother Teresa lived not for recognition, but for service. Her light was small acts of compassion that illuminated millions of lives. Steve Jobs, though driven and imperfect, often reminded others, your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. His alignment with vision birthed innovations that reshaped the world. Practical actions: ask yourself daily, why am I doing this? Let your actions be rooted in meaning, not just momentum. Write a personal mission statement. Keep it simple, but let it guide your choices. Serve beyond yourself. Find one way each week to uplift someone else. Purpose grows when shared. Align work with values. If misaligned, adjust the path until your outer actions reflect your inner truth. Reflection: purpose is not a finish line, it is a compass. It does not demand perfection but direction. To live with purpose is to live in integrity, where your inner light shines without fear or apology. Ask yourself, do I live by default or by design? What would I still do if no one applauded? Where does my deep gladness meet the world's deep need? Affirmation: I live with purpose. My light shines from within, guiding my steps and serving the world. I align my actions with meaning, and in living my purpose, I illuminate the path for others. Closing epilogue: the final blessing. May your wealth be more than possessions. May it be the richness of gratitude, the abundance of love, and the courage to share your gifts with the world. May your health be more than the strength of your body. May it be the stillness of your mind, the resilience of your spirit, and the harmony of your soul with the rhythm of life. May your prosperity be more than what you gather. May it be what you give, what you awaken in others, and the light you leave behind long after your steps have faded. Remember, true wealth begins in the heart. True health begins in the spirit. True prosperity begins in purpose. Carry these pillars with you, and wherever you walk, may others feel the blessing of your presence. Final affirmation: I am whole. I am guided by light. I live in wealth, health, and prosperity, not as things I seek, but as truths I embody. And as I shine, I remind the world of its own light. Acknowledgements. To the seekers, the dreamers, the silent warriors, this book was written for you. To those who rise again after falling, who believe in light even when surrounded by shadows, and who keep faith in the unseen, you are the true architects of hope. To every teacher whose words ignited a spark, Jim Rohn, Napoleon Hill, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, and all who walk the path of wisdom, your voices shaped these pages in unseen ways. To my readers, your presence is the continuation of this work. Every time you pause, breathe, and awaken to gratitude, you give these words new life. And to the source, the eternal silence, the nameless current from which all creation flows, thank you for the gift of language, for the courage to share, and for the grace to serve through words. May these pages find those who need them most, in their quiet hours and their brightest days. With stillness, with light, Saint Mrui. About the author, Saint Mrui is a mystic writer of modern wisdom, a seeker who translates silence into language, and light into understanding. His work bridges the sacred and the practical, blending timeless spiritual truths with the rhythm of contemporary life. Through his words, he invites readers to awaken, to remember their inner abundance, to walk in gratitude, and to live with purpose that flows from peace. For Saint Mrui, writing is not instruction, it is invocation. Each sentence is a prayer in motion, a gentle reminder that within every soul lives a universe waiting to be remembered. He believes that wealth, health, and prosperity are not destinations, but reflections of balance, harmony, and awareness. May his words guide you home, to the wholeness you have always been. Outro. You have been listening to Wealth, Health, and Prosperity written by Saint Mrui. Narrated in a calm and classic voice to guide you on the path of balance and light. May these words continue to echo within you, reminding you that the pillars of wealth, health, and prosperity are already alive in your soul. Thank you for listening.